Well, suddenly, guys, the transfer window is starting to pick up for Newcastle United, as it's been confirmed now by North East journalists and Romano, everybody else, Ornstein, etc., that Jacob Ramsey is heading to Newcastle United for his medical ahead of an agreed £39 million move to Newcastle United. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Toon Review. My name is Paul. This is your latest Newcastle United news. And as you probably heard now through various journalists, Jacob Ramsey is going to be the next Newcastle United player through the door as they have agreed a £39 million move plus around £5 million add-ons for the midfielder. Now this is fantastic news for Newcastle United. It really is. Jacob Ramsey was one of those players that was mentioned very, very early doors in the transfer window that Newcastle United may be interested. It was thought originally that Villa may have to sell because of PSR issues. That didn't seem to be the case, but I'll come on to that a little bit later because it just sort of highlights the problem that Newcastle United and Aston Villa and other clubs find themselves in with this ridiculous FFP garbage kicking around. But let's be more positive now because Newcastle United have another face in the door, another player who is an exceptional talent. There's been a lot of doubt about him from certain Newcastle fans, which quite frankly I don't understand. I will never understand. He is a very, very good player. And we have an option here to really push on now. It gives Eddie Howe different options up front. Now, what Keith Downey was saying the other day was, will Jacob Ramsey come in and maybe be a left-sided midfielder along with Harvey Barnes, while in the short term, we go with Gordon up front. Nothing on the Vissa deal yet. That's all very quiet. Of course, we know that there's a domino effect in place there. So I'm not getting too excited about Vissa yet. But the ball is clearly rolling with him, and we just have to wait and see what happens. But this is, again, highlighted that Jacob Ramsey wanted to come to Newcastle United once he knew they were interested in him. So we do have a certain pull, because the last two signings, Chow and Ramsey, both stated before they signed for the football club that they were open to a move to Newcastle United. They were happy with the project. They know where this football club is going, and it just highlights that we do have a little bit of pull about us. Maybe not for the top elite world-class players just yet, but we do start to have a little bit of a pull. Now, whether Ramsey's going to be involved on Saturday, of course, against his former side, I highly doubt it. I really do. I don't think Newcastle would put him in that situation. Of course, he's a big Villa fan, but this is a move that he wanted, that he couldn't turn down, and a fresh beginning, really. He's had a few injuries, there's no doubt about that. That's been well highlighted. But at the same time, we have to look at the potential of this kid and what Eddie Howe can do with him. And we know that Eddie Howe is a magician with players. He works closely with them. He gets them playing to their very best of their ability. And if they can't get there, well, I mean, who hasn't got there under Eddie Howe? We've seen players leave the club who couldn't get there. But I think that the signings that we've made since the takeover, majority of them have been superb and have really come to fruition. And players who were already in the squad. Joe Linton's the highlight of it all. But Emil Kraft's played very well, etc. So there is a good vibe about Newcastle United for improving the player. And the player themselves will want to improve. You know, there's a World Cup. You're going to see a lot of players trying to push for various nationalities and various international teams, to go forward and be part of that World Cup. It's a bigger World Cup. They've got more teams in it this year. So they will want to push themselves. And I think Jacob Ramsey probably sees this move as a real upward curve in his career, because he's played for Villa. Villa are a big side as well. He's done very well for them. A lot of the Villa fans are disappointed that he's actually leaving. But the 24-year-old now feels like he's at an age where he needs to have a change of environment and see what he can do. Like I say, he's had his injuries. I think he's over them. Newcastle United certainly wouldn't be interested in him if he was consistently injured. So let's be honest, this kid can play. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing him in a black and white shirt. Now, I did say earlier in the video that this just highlights regarding FFP. There was an interesting article wrote on X regarding this transfer and just where we are and where Villa are. And it says Aston Villa are unlikely to be able to reinvest any proceeds of the Jacob Ramsey sale to Newcastle due to commitments made to UEFA regarding their squad cost ratio ruling. So again, because of all these financial implications, Villa can't just take the money from Newcastle and say, right, we're going to invest it within the squad. They can't even do that. And that just highlights how pathetic this world of FFP is. Because if this was one of the biggest sides in the Premier League, of course, we already know that they would be reinvesting elsewhere or spending double what they've already paid or what they've already received for the player. So it's a real shame and it's disappointing. Certainly, if I was a Villa fan, I'd think, yeah, we're getting nearly 40 million for Ramsey. But the fact is, they can't reinvest that due to the restrictions on them. Or potential restrictions if these reports are to be believed. But it's a little bit pathetic, isn't it? We all know that the door is well and truly shut for Newcastle United, for Villa, for Forest, for all these other teams to try and break this cartel that we have in the Premier League. But it's a brilliant, brilliant signing for Newcastle. I am really pleased with it, to be honest. Some may not be as pleased as I am with it, but I think this kid's got a lot of potential and he's a very good player already and somebody that can improve our squad. Is he better than Willock? Is he better than Longstaff? You bet your bottom dollar he is. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him in a black and white shirt. Now, as you can see in the headlines there, I have put as well that ex-pros have been condemning the behaviour of Alexander Isak. Now, if you look at the That's Football podcast where you get, obviously, there's various other podcasts as well. And there's the one on Sky with Roy Keane, etc. And Mika Richards, Ian Wright, Gary Neville. They've all been condemning the behaviour of Alexander Isak. And these are real professionals of the game. You look at Wrighty, Roy Keane, Gary Neville, they've all been there and done it, and they cannot believe the behaviour of Alexander Isak. They think it's disgusting. Whatever's gone on, or conversations between club and player in the past, does not define this behaviour. And we've said it many, many times. As fans, we don't understand it. We are quite shocked at Alexander Isak's behaviour, and we will continue to be shocked by it because we didn't think he was this kind of player. He clearly is. He clearly doesn't want to play for Newcastle United anymore. So in that regards, I'm really pleased actually that a lot of the well-known pundits have actually come out and slammed his behaviour. Even Gabby Agbonlahor on TalkSport the other day, who normally has loads of things against Newcastle United, actually spoke sensibly for once and condemned his behaviour. Now, surely this is looking at, and Isak and his representatives are looking at this saying, we are looking at really stupid here now. We look ridiculous. Whether we want to try and force a move or not, we look really stupid. And we look like big babies who've just thrown toys out of the pram. You need to get on with what you're doing, and then if a move happens, it happens. But and that's what they're all saying. And I'm just pleased that these big name pundits have come out and slammed his behaviour because it reinforces exactly what the Newcastle United fans think of it at the moment and think that the whole thing is a disgrace, a disrespect to Eddie Howe. That's exactly what it is, and I'm so happy to hear the likes of Roy Keane, Wright, Mika Richards, Gary Neville, Agbodlo, all these people saying that it's just bang out of order and it's the wrong thing to do from Isak. But hey, he's made his own bed now, and as far as I'm concerned, he can fucking lie in it. But the major point of the video, Jacob Ramsey coming to Newcastle United, £30 million plus what is reported as £5 million in difficult add-ons, whatever that means. I presume that means international appearances, etc. But we don't care. The fact is, it's another player through the door. Hopefully the medical goes fine, and he is he's integrated with the squad very, very quickly. So great news. We'll speak more of that tonight when we have the preview of the game, of course. Join me, Stato, and Billy for that one from 7 o'clock. We'll have a look at both sides, where we stand, and of course the score predictions, etc. And let us know what you think as well. But thank you very much for watching. Do leave a comment as usual. Are you excited by this signing and the potential of more to come now? The ball is really rolling with improving the squad. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to drop a like if you've enjoyed the video, guys. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Completely free of charge. All we ask is that you hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show. Please keep voting for us in the Football Content Awards as well, guys. The voting is only open for about 3 more days now, so we really need your help. It's all the instructions are at the top of the description for this video with what category to put us in and how to vote, etc. So thank you to everybody that's already done that. It really means a lot to us. But thanks very much. We'll catch you later. Take care.